Hello and welcome to the KOW channel. This is my first predictions video, so we are going to be predicting AEW Full Gear. So before we get going, this is recorded before Rampage, so yeah, let's get into it. So first up we have Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Sting and Darby Allin. I'm choosing Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal here simply because it's Jeff Jarrett's AEW debut. I feel like they would think he needs it more. So, yeah, that's my prediction for that match. Next up, we have Britt Baker versus Soraya. Again, my prediction is Soraya simply because it's her AEW debut, and I really don't see Baker winning here. Honestly, Soraya, she's got this momentum going in AEW, so I feel like she deserves to win more. Yeah, that's my prediction there. Next up, we have the Elite versus Death Triangle World Trios Championships. I believe it will be Death Triangle winning here simply because, they've been the Trios champions for a little while now and they haven't had any real defenses. But it could go the Elite simply because they're returning. I'm hoping that it will be Death Triangle who wins here. Next up, we have the TNT Triple Threat. I don't know why the image is so blurry, but Samoa Joe versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs. My prediction here is Powerhouse Hobbs. He hasn't had any really big wins lately, and Wardlow's been champion for quite a while now, actually. And I just don't see Samoa Joe winning it. But he did just turn heel. But my final prediction is Powerhouse Hobbs for this match. I could see him screwing it over by pinning Samoa Joe. Not Wardlow to protect Wardlow. Next up, we have another multi-man match, the Fatal 4-Way for the Ring of Honor World Championship. My prediction here is going to be Chris Jericho. He's probably going to get some help from Sammy Guevara in this match. Probably annihilate Bryan Danielson and then both go after Claudio Castagnoli. Screw it over. Or we could have a double turn and Sammy Guevara win the World Championship, but I am going to go for Chris Jericho for this one. Next up, we got the steel cage match between Jack Perry and Luchasaurus, and I feel like this one's obviously Jack Perry. They've been torturing him for a while. It's in a steel cage, so I feel like Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, is going to finally get his win against Christian Cage and Luchasaurus here, and then that's how he's going to get his match against Christian Cage. But yeah, that's my final guess is Jack Perry, Jungle Boy. Next up, we have the Acclaimed versus Swerve and Our Glory for the AEW World Tag Championships. This is the Acclaimed, obviously. I feel like the last one that we're gonna get, the people who are going to defeat the Acclaimed are gonna be FTR. So, yeah, that's my prediction for this one. Next up, we have a match that I don't think anyone's really excited for, but I feel like it's gonna be a slipped-on banger. Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose for the TBS Championship. It's been a boring storyline, but it might be a good one. It might be a good match, but obviously Jade Cargill is going to win this one. I feel like the person who's going to beat her is probably going to be Chris Statlander. So, yeah, that's my prediction for this one. Next up, we have the AEW Interim Women's Championship, Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. I want it to be Jamie Hayter who wins this. Have Thunder Rosa come back at the end if she's medically cleared. Have that match. And I feel like Jamie Hayter could be a really good women's championship, and she really deserves this win. So, yeah, that's my final prediction for that one. So, this next one isn't really Full Gear, it's Rampage. But my guess between Ricky Starks and Lance Archer is going to be Ricky Starks going to face Ethan Page at Full Gear. And I feel like Ethan Page is going to win against Ricky Starks. Simply because there's an actual story there. Going in with the guess that I'm going to have. The prediction I'm going to have for MJF versus Jon Moxley. And I feel like my prediction is pretty obvious. But I also don't think it really is, now that I think about it a little more. But yeah, my final prediction is going to be Ricky Starks versus Ethan Page, with Ethan Page being the victor. Though I'd rather see Ricky Starks. So this next one I think may take a little bit for me to like dive deep into. We have Jon Moxley versus MJF for the world title. I feel like we're gonna get a screw job here. You know, we're gonna have Jon Moxley winning it. But I really, really hope that AEW chooses MJF. You know, they've got the star power right here in their hands with MJF. This is the perfect story for him to overcome the odds now, even though he's a heel. I feel like the story is just leading to MJF winning and having a year-long reign as champion, you know, before he leaves AEW. You know, maybe he won't, but before his contract is up, I feel like we might get that. And but I feel like Jon Moxley is going to win this. You know, with how we know that Tony Khan is with with Jon Moxley. My voice recording cut out there, but yeah, I feel like with how we know how Tony Khan is with Moxley, you know, he's probably gonna win. But I really, really hope that they choose MJF. But I feel like the logical thing is pointed, not logical, but with what we've seen, it's probably going to be Moxley. So my final prediction is going to be Moxley to win, to retain the world title. Although I really, really hope it's MJF who wins. Again, simply because I'm a not really a YouTuber, but you get what I mean. I am going to be promoting this. My channel will be changing from Kings of Wrestling Pick Fed to God Mode Wrestling Pick Fed simply because of the, you know, tag team from Ring of Honor with Cesaro and Chris Hero. So, yeah, just right after the Gold Rush pay-per-view, which we will have Roman Reigns versus Killer Cross. So I hope you guys watch that. That will be coming around sometime in 2023. And you guys may have a good night.